Hello, I'm Vegas Vic, and I call this episode Jokes from Our Quarantine. I am in my study, and what I'm going to do is post some jokes and read some captions and add some comments to it, and hopefully you'll have a good laugh. What happened is that I've been rummaging through some of my old boxes, and I came up with a bunch of cartoons and old jokes that I discovered from many years ago. Now, the ones that I'm going to share with you today are about computers. Now, since we are all stuck at home and we're using our computers, whether it is desktops or whether it is Macs or iPhones or iPads or any other device, it doesn't matter. We're stuck on computers a lot. And these jokes date from the early days of computing. I think from the looks of them, somewhere around 2006 or 7. So they are pretty old jokes, but I thought that some of them are funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a screen grab, a picture of each cartoon, and then I'm going to read the caption. And after that, I'm going to add, maybe some thoughts of mine. Hopefully it's funny. So in order to get ready for it, I have my little cheat sheet over here. So from time to time, I'm going to look at it just to make sure that I know what the hell I'm talking about. Which some of you may say, well, it's about time you knew what you were talking about, right? Okay. I had to take my glasses off because I need them for distance, not for reading. Okay, so here goes. The first photo I want to show you is a cartoon of a lady sitting in front of a computer. So here it is. And the caption reads, "Help! I'm online and I can't get off." So my suggestion is, have you tried a vibrator? It might not help you leave the internet, but you'll get off. Okay. All right. So now you can see what kind of stupid humor this is, right? Okay, so the next picture is this. It's a picture of a guy sitting in front of his desktop computer. Well, first he's sitting behind a desk with a pen and paper, and then behind a desk with a computer. And the caption reads, "How the internet has changed my life." uh, I guess not for the better, right? Because we're all fat. I know I am. I've been just basically sitting here eating. Okay. So the next picture. Now remember, this is in the days before Wi-Fi. So the next picture shows somebody trying to connect all of the various parts of a computer together. And the caption reads, "Now, if you can find a power switch, flip it on." That's tech support in the old days, right? It's called computer spaghetti. And I have a setup here which is kind of reminiscent of this. And believe me, I spent plenty of time trying to get it all connected together. I do have some Wi-Fi, but it's still connected with wires. Okay, so the next picture shows a lady sitting behind a desk and a computer. And the desk is a piece of wood made over a stove and a washing machine. And there is no caption to it, but I guess that's the modern woman, or at least an interpretation of the modern woman. I mean, instead of making food and doing the laundry, she's the businesswoman in the photo. It's actually not funny because it's quite accurate. I mean, I do my own cooking and I do my own washing, and so I guess I am my own woman. uh, oh well, I thought it was funny. Anyway, it's from the olden days of computers anyhow. Okay, so the next picture shows a boss talking to one of his underlings. At least I think that's what he chose. And the caption says, "This computer is equipped with an airbag in case you fall asleep." Well, I guess some of the ways that we have been reacting to our confinement, we need airbags in our computers because we're probably banging them with our heads by now. Okay, so the next picture shows a fellow in front of a computer, and there's quite a bit of small writing to it, so I'm going to read it, and it says, "Ever notice the older we get, the more we are like computers? We start out with lots of memory and drive, then we become outdated, and eventually we have to get our parts replaced." Or a new model. Well, it's sad but true. Okay, so the next picture shows a fellow walking his dog and another fellow sitting in front of his mailbox. And it says, "Internet still down?" And the fellow sitting in front of the mailbox says, "Yup." Well, this is what happens when your computer is down or you get sick of it, and eventually you are let out of confinement and you don't know what to do because you haven't been in the real world for a while. And so you sit in front of your mailbox waiting for it to say, "You've got mail." That's for you that still have AOL. Well, I do. So anyway, so that was one of them. So the next picture shows a fellow sitting in front of a computer and his bride-to-be bursting through the door, and he turns around and the picture says, "Oops." Okay, now there's a number of captions that could be put in there. One of them could be that the fellow turns around, sees his bride in the door and says, "Honey, I wasn't watching porn. I was just getting instructions." Or another caption could say, "Oh, honey, I didn't forget. I was just busy with a Zoom meeting." Okay, all right. So the next picture, it shows a guy sitting in front of his computer, stark naked. And the caption says, "Casual Friday for the telecommuter." Well, in these days of confinement and quarantine, this could be casual day every day. I mean, we've all seen some of the footage of people in Zoom meetings that take their laptops to the toilet or stand up, and we discovered that they're not wearing any clothes. Now, as a confession, I'm sitting here and you're only seeing me from the chest up, and down below I'm naked. So I thought you might be interested in that, but then maybe again you won't be. Nothing exciting there, I think. Well, who knows? I don't know. Maybe Trevor Noah knows. That's what I said in my other video. Hi, Trevor. Okay, so the next picture says, and here it is, "Life before the computer." Memory was something that you lost with age. An application was for employment. A program was a TV show. A cursor used profanity. A keyboard was a piano. A web was a spider's home. A virus was the flu. A CD was a bank account. A hard drive was a long trip on the road. A mouse pad was where your mouse lived. And if you had a 3.5-inch floppy, you just hoped that nobody would find out. And still today, if you're a man and you have a 3.5-inch floppy, I sure hope nobody finds out. Okay, so the next picture shows one of those Windows type screens, at least the old Windows software warning or screen, whatever. And the picture says, "You have been online for 1 year. Do you wish to log off and get a life? Yes or no? Or remind me next year." Well, for those of us that are now in quarantine for all of this time, I guess it feels like that. It feels like we've been locked up for about a year, and we sure all want to get out and get a life. Okay, so the next one. And by the way, if this video is getting a little bit long and boring and tedious for you, feel free to log off at any time. Or, as the first caption said, if you'd like to get off. I hope it's not to my video. Okay, so the next picture. It shows a man sitting in front of his computer holding the head of a cat that just swallowed his computer mouse. And the caption says, "It's going to take me a little longer to answer my emails now." So of course the cat swallowed the mouse. It's stupid, but it's funny. Okay, so the next one, speaking of cats, the next picture shows two cats, and one of them is sitting in front of the computer, and the caption says, "Cool! I just sold a dog on eBay." Well, the cats are smart, but what can we say, you know? I mean, the stupid dog would come up there and go, okay, that was stupid. I know if you're laughing at me, that's perfectly okay. I realize that, you know, I'm being really stupid during this video. Okay, so the next one shows a lady in front of her mailbox looking puzzled. And the caption says, "Stupid computer keeps saying, you got mail." That's from the days of AOL, you know. I still have AOL. It says, "You've got mail." So it's no wonder somebody runs out to the mailbox. Okay. All right. So the next picture, let me see now. Yes, it shows a man standing in front of a computer with his gun, and the computer says "access denied," and the caption of the cartoon says, "Okay, now you'll do exactly what I tell you." Now that's frustration personified, right? Well, I know how that man feels. Sometimes it's like that, yes. Well, and the last one, and probably not soon enough for those of you who have watched this video so far and have made it to the end. So this picture shows a lady sitting in front of a computer, and she's looking at us, and the caption says, "Home computers are the perfect thing for women who don't feel that men provide them with enough frustration." Now, if you have been, ladies, if you have been locked up in the same household with your significant other, I'm sure you have been frustrated by the man about the house, who is now very much too much about the house. And for all of you men who are with your significant other who feel the same, well, you know, a dog is a man's best friend, perhaps a cat, but even they are frustrated with being around you all the time. All right, so I hope you had a bit of a chuckle, maybe some mirth. So hopefully soon we'll be all back out and in the casino. So when the casinos reopen, and until next time, in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, I'll see you soon, and I'll see you in the casino. So long.